Welcome to our coffee break webinar. Today we'll be talking about Living Values Parenting Workshops based on our 9 years of experience doing these workshops here in Miami, Florida. Living Values is a comprehensive global values education program with sites in 65 countries. We offer training, a practical methodology, and a wide variety of experiential values activities to help parents and educators provide opportunities for children and young adults to explore and develop universal values. These 12 values that you see here are the foundation for the Living Values educational program. When we talk about parent workshops, the question I'm asked most often is, what do you do to engage parents? How do you get them to come? And we've found that engaging them with what works best. All parents have big dreams for their children, and they often say that they want their children to be happy, healthy, and successful. In fact, that was the title of our first parent workshop 9 years ago. How to raise happy, healthy, and successful children. How do we respond to parents' dreams? We use reflective exercises to rekindle their dreams. Reflection is an integral part of every Living Values parent workshop. Secondly, parents are desperate for solutions to their problems with children. How do I get my child to do her homework? How do I get them to get up? How do I get them to go to bed? And so forth. Parents come with a litany. Fill in the blank. The way we address these issues is by focusing on important parenting skills. Living Values has 9 of them to start with that provide a framework for parents to use no matter what the current situation may be. But most of all, parents want to be good parents, and if the truth be known, they want to be seen as good parents by others as well. So how do we tap into that desire? We offer peer learning opportunities and reinforce that parents have much to teach and much to learn from other parents. In doing the parenting workshops at ACES, the K-8 charter school here in Miami, we had the following objectives. In the workshops, parents reflect on their values and the values they want to share with their children. This is what makes Living Values so linguistically and culturally adaptive. Parents decide what their own values and the values of their particular family are going to be and how they're going to share them. Secondly, they learn how children develop values and ultimately come to the understanding that parents are the first character educators, and that while these workshops are talking about kids, it's really about them. And finally, every workshop really fosters communication skills and methods that improve overall family functioning. When we're doing workshops in school settings, we believe that it's important to close the loop between home and school. Living Values parent activities are designed to complement the in-school curriculum. Overall, it's a much more effective way to bring the two into alignment, but that's another webinar. Secondly, we help parents speak the language of values with their children. As they become more comfortable with identifying values, expressing them, and naming them for their children, children also learn to recognize and express those values. In this way, the family can explore and come together around those special values and qualities that bind them together as a family while fostering each member's unique qualities. Why is it so common that parents and teachers often seem to be at odds? In our parent workshops, we were asked by administrators to address and focus on solution-focused communication, another word for conflict resolution, in order to reduce tensions and maintain a more harmonious relationship among parents, children, and teachers. I'm sure everyone had the experience of asking a child or a teenager, "What did you do in school today?" And the answer might be, "Nothing." A teacher at ACES talks to parents via her blog. She's a strong advocate of constant communication with parents and finds frequent and unique ways to interact with her students and their parents. So what makes a child or a teen answer nothing when a parent asks about school? Elahe Morel, our parent coordinator, discusses why children don't share things with their parents.
A lot of us, and I am guilty of this, my kids already knew what my answer would be to any of their comments. Right? If they come and say, so-and-so did this to me, I would say, so, don't be friends with them. Oh, study a little more. Since they knew the answer, why should they come?
So why should children share things with their parents? Ella Hay has a special secret that she lets the parents in on.
I always talk about the space between us, the space between us and our children, that everything that we want to teach them actually resides in that space.
Getting parents to step back and observe themselves in that space is the key to helping parents make change. Ella Hay talks about the things that pollute the space and things that clean the space. As a first step, we work with parents on active listening, but that's also another webinar. I want to share another very short clip that was a profound moment for many parents and grandparents at one of our workshops. This is a clip of Carolyn Wright, a retired professor of early childhood development and teacher education. She has quite literally taught thousands of Miami-Dade County teachers over her 40-year career at Miami-Dade College, which incidentally is now the largest community college in the USA and currently offers its first 4-year degree in education.
Ask your children, how do you know I love you? How do you know I love you? And you might be surprised at the answer that you get, because they may say something entirely different from what you were expecting.
At least on that particular Wednesday, there were about 40 parents who went home and asked their children and grandchildren, "How do you know that I love you?" Actually, it's become a favorite question for many of us. As part of this overview on parent workshops, we want to share what has been our successful frame for mounting a parent workshop. This is the agenda for a typical 2-hour workshop. We begin with some basic introductions, goals for the workshop, and an overview of living values, if it's the first time we're meeting the group. We use a guided reflection to rekindle their dreams for children and to increase awareness of the values that are important to them and their families. We follow with some discussion around that value, or sometimes we weave it in throughout the conversations. A topical presentation on a parenting skill, for example, the importance of play, dealing with sibling rivalry, the importance of acknowledging feelings, active listening, and so forth, gives parents a framework for understanding parent-child interactions and communication in a new way. Then, by using some sort of group activity, appreciative inquiry, a small group discussion, role play, active listening, or conflict resolution exercises, parents have a chance to practice using the skill in a non-threatening and supportive environment. We found that breaking groups into age or grade level small groups works best as parents share their common concerns. Finally, the group is brought back together to share what they've learned, any insights they've gained, or any questions that might still remain. We always end up with some takeaway, a copy of a reflection, a values card, a sweet, or some other reminder of the day. To close, we want to share what some parents at ACES have had to say about these workshops. This is a mom who attended the workshops right from the start. I don't think she would mind sharing that it was the frustration with her children that brought her to the first workshop. After 9 years, Susanna helped us facilitate other parent-children retreats, along with Ella Hay and others from our facilitation team.
And you give yourself the gift of these 2 hours, because they will really are gonna inspire you, encourage you, and transform you. There is something out there. In this case here, we have these beautiful, wonderful parenting workshops, where an opportunity to really look into yourself, into the relationship, into what's happening, and and we can all relate to, and it's the situations of homework and going to bed and brushing teeth and picking up clothes and being nice if you have siblings, but and how to handle these situations, because that it all comes down to the relationship that lives, that it's alive in between yourself and your children and your spouse. Space of open communication, of honoring each other, of acknowledging our feelings, and really speaking and standing for one another. I can say that I have the most beautiful relationship with my children.
So if you're in South Florida and want to learn more, you can contact Elahe Morel, our parent coordinator, at MEHRELI Morelli at hotmail.com. And there she is with a group of our volunteers at a recent gathering. We'd also like to invite you to a special Living Values weekend in upstate New York, July 6th to the 9th, 2012, featuring Diane Tillman, an educational psychologist and the primary author and developer of the Living Values education program. For more information, you can call us at 555-589-5837 or visit us on the web at www.livingvalueseducation.org. Thank you very much.